Good afternoon. I formally declare this meeting open. My name is Anne Howard and I'm the Chief Executive Officer of Colac Otway Shire Council. I'd like to start this afternoon by acknowledging the traditional custodians and lawmakers of this land, their elders, past, present and emerging, and I'd like to acknowledge any other First Nations people who are joining us today. Today, Council will determine the terms for and elect the Mayor and Deputy Mayor for Council in accordance with Sections 25 to 27 of the Local Government Act 2020. Section 25(3) Part A of the Local Government Act requires that the election of the Mayor be conducted by the Chief Executive Officer, and therefore I will actually be chairing the first part of this meeting. Once the election of the Mayor has occurred, I'll vacate the chair and the elected Mayor will assume the role of the chair for the remainder of the meeting. I'd also like to advise that all council meetings are recorded and live streamed with the exception of confidential matters. This includes the public participation sections of meetings, and the live stream recording of this afternoon's meeting will be available on the website as soon as practicable. I note also that Councillor Jo McCracken is on an approved leave of absence, but that all other councillors are present for this meeting. A maximum of 30 minutes is usually allowed for public question time. Council has received a number of questions in writing from Mr James Judd and Mr Nassacob, which are unrelated to tonight's meeting purpose and agenda. I thank them for submitting those questions. However, the meeting tonight is quite different to normal meetings, and I'm going to make a recommendation to councillors that this evening you consider limiting public question time to questions that directly relate to the purpose of this meeting, which is to elect a Mayor, and defer any questions received in writing from Mr Judd and Mr Cobb to the next scheduled meeting, which is 2 weeks away on the 23rd of November. I would further recommend that if that is a decision that's supported by Council tonight, that those questions lodged already don't impact on any additional questions Mr Judd and Mr Cobb might like to submit to the next meeting on the 23rd of November. And I also recognise that somebody may have travelled here without having submitted a written question but like to ask a question this evening. If Council does decide to limit question time tonight to the purpose of the meeting, then we have also a recommendation that any questions from the gallery this evening be captured in writing and also presented to the 23rd of November meeting. So with that, I actually have on the screen for councillors' consideration a motion that would address that, and I'm asking whether there is support for anyone to move that motion.
Yeah, happy to move the motion.
Thank you, Councillor Hanson. Is there a seconder? Thank you, Councillor Costin. So, as the mover, you do have the opportunity to speak to it. Would any other councillor wish to speak to it? Okay, I'll go straight to the vote then. Can I have a vote for that motion, please? And with 6-0, that's carried. Thank you, councillors. Okay, so we will still take questions this evening if they relate to the purpose of this meeting, which is to elect a Mayor. Can I have a show of hands to get an understanding of if there is anyone in the gallery present who would like to ask a question specifically about the process or the purpose of tonight's meeting? Okay, thank you. There are no hands. Is there anyone who had come to the meeting tonight with the hope that they might ask another question of Council at this meeting tonight? Okay. There are no hands for that either. So thank you very much. We will be able to move straight to the important items before us this evening. So the first item on the agenda is item 5.1, where Council will determine the term of the Mayor. The purpose of this report is to consider the term of office for the Mayor, and I'll just open an opportunity first to see if there are councillors who have any questions of officers. Nope. Therefore, I'm actually going to ask, does any councillor wish to move a motion in relation to the term of the Mayor? And please specify what that term would be if you're moving a motion. So, Councillor Hanson.
Yeah, I will move the motion that Council resolves that the Mayor be elected for a term of 1 year.
Thank you, Councillor Hanson. Do I have a seconder? Thank you, Councillor Costin. Do you wish to speak to that, Councillor Hanson? Seconder? Does anyone else wish to speak to this? Straight to the vote. So can I call for the vote? Those in favour? Those against? Thank you, carried 6-0. We have a term established for 1 year for the office of the Mayor. Okay, just for the gallery's benefit, this next item, which is the election of the Mayor, it's a little bit different to how other decisions of council are made. There is usually a process around voting on motions, so calling for a motion, as you've just seen. Because this is an election, we actually don't call for a motion, we'll call for nominations, and there isn't debate because it is an election, not a motion to be debated. So just if you understand, it's a little different. So I will now call for nominations for the Mayor for the agreed term of 1 year. Are there any nominations? Thank you, Steve. Councillor Hart.
I'd like to nominate Councillor Potter.
And Councillor Potter, do you happy with that?
I'll accept that, thanks. Yeah.
Thank you. Okay. And it's seconded. Thank you, Councillor White. Okay. Are there any other nominations for the office of the Mayor? Okay, it appears that Councillor Potter is the only nomination. I still need to call for a show of hands because the Mayor must clearly be through absolute majority, so I'll call for show of hands for Councillor Potter to become the Mayor. 6. My job was very easy. Thank you very much. I pass the chair to Mayor Councillor Potter.
Thanks, everyone. And look, I'll do this formally at a later date, but can we just show our appreciation for the job that Councillor Hanson's done for the last 2 years? Councillors, we have to move to the next item, which is the term of Deputy Mayor. Our program is to do that before the election of the Deputy Mayor. Do councillors have any? Councillor Costin.
Thank you, our new Mayor. I'd like to propose an alternative motion, please, that Council does not establish the office of Deputy Mayor. Thank you.
Thanks, Councillor Costin. Is there a seconder for that? Councillor Hanson, thank you. Is that to be opposed? Okay, thank you. Councillor Costin, did you wish to speak to that? Thank you. Councillor Hanson. Councillors, the motion in front of us says that we resolve not to establish the office of Deputy Mayor. I need to call for a vote of those in favour of that. Got to see a show, raise your hands, please. Thanks, everyone. That motion is carried 6-0. Thanks, Councillor Costin. That's the only item that was left on the agenda. Therefore, with pleasure and thank you, everyone, I'll declare the meeting closed.